Okay, so this is my final portfolio Screenomatic thing. And so here's the questions that I'm going to answer. And here is my site. So I'm just going to take you through like the basics of the site real quick. This is just the home page, and there's the About Me. And I actually took this picture on the Parkway. It is at Price Lake. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. And so here's just a little bit about me. And then here's just my projects. And I just found these pictures on Google, and it's just like my favorite things. I don't know, I thought that one was just really aesthetically pleasing. I really tried to make my website just really aesthetic. I like it. And here is where you can get in touch with me. And then this is actually like Appalachian State. Oh, that was really pretty. And then up here you can just go to like all the different things. All the different papers. So now I'm gonna go back to the questions. Okay. So I'm going to answer this one says, discuss which major writing assignments you think represented your best writing. Why are you more satisfied with these papers? So I think my favorite was probably this one, the comparative discourse analysis on vaccine function. And I think this was my favorite for multiple reasons. But the thing that like sticks out to me the most is how I've just never really like worked on like a discourse analysis, and I always think about like what people are saying, but not so much like how people are saying it and how they are getting their point across, and the differences between the formal sources and the informal sources, and also just like how it's on like vaccine function, because I just kind of related that to my major, being in the healthcare field and things like that, and I just thought the whole paper was just interesting and something different, so that's why it's probably my favorite. And the next question that I'm going to answer says, discuss which major assignments you think are not representative of your potential as a writer. And I think maybe my research argument, and honestly I think it was just like wrapping up at the end of the year, and I know in one of the discussion boards I even kind of talked a little bit about it, but like by this time I was like already back home and like working, and I know that's like not an excuse, but I just didn't do as good as I probably could have. And I just know that this year has, of course, just been crazy and a weird, scary time. But yeah, I think this paper is probably just my most. It had the most room for improvement, just because I know I could have potentially done better. But I mean, it's okay. And the next question says, overall, what do you think are your strengths and weaknesses as a writer? I think my weaknesses may just be like structure and organization. I don't know. I think I'm a really organized person when it comes to like everything except for writing, because I just don't really know like how to, and sometimes I don't know how to put my thoughts into words and just get my point across as efficiently as I probably could if I worked harder on it. And then also like, I know this might not be like a big thing, but like whenever I'm writing, not on a computer and just like handwriting, I think spelling is one of those things that's really weird, and I think it's like maybe my generation is kind of thinking of that, because we've always had spell check. Growing up, I had spell check on everything, and like writing on a computer, you have spell check, and so your brain, I don't know, it's just different. It's weird, but I could probably improve on that too. And my strengths, I think I'm really good at, especially like rough drafts, like just starting. I'm really good at just starting and brainstorming. I think I'm really good at brainstorming. When I was younger, like in high school and middle school maybe, and maybe in elementary school, we would like just have like the research bubbles kinda, and I really like that. I can definitely like start a rough draft and talk a lot on things that I'm passionate about. That's probably my strength. And The next question says, reflect on the feedback that you received on your writing. How useful were peer review workshops? I really honestly liked how many rough drafts that we had to do. Like in other classes, I remember they would just, especially high school, oh my goodness, all throughout high school, like they would assign you a paper and you would just do it, and then you would just turn it in, and that was it, and you just get even not a good grade on it. But there was just, you couldn't really improve because it's just a one and done. But I've noticed in my Appalachian writing classes, both semesters, they have you rough draft this one, and then you rough draft it again, and then you rough draft it again, and then it's the final draft, and then you can even go back and do revisions. You're not done with it, and I really appreciate that, because I think it not only makes your paper better, but it makes you better as a writer, and I really do like that. But I thought that our discussion boards were nice. I liked hearing what other people had to say, and I think it just always is beneficial to have another set of eyes look across your paper. And the next question says, how did low stakes writing contribute to your writing and thinking processes? I'm just going to kind of compare that back to what I was just talking about, I guess the discussion boards. But yeah, I really liked those. I liked how you didn't have to be so formal in it. It was more of an informal place. And I think that just takes the pressure off. If you say it's informal and you just want us to communicate just like we're texting, I think it just kind of takes the pressure off, like I said. And it's just easier for us to get our point across. And there's just not that pressure. So I really do like those. I think those are really beneficial. And then the next question says, what were your biggest struggles as you engaged in writing and research this semester? I would just have to say maybe being online. But this being a writing class, I think that it was easier being online than some classes could be, if that makes sense. But of course, that's not anything that we can really control, and that's okay. I think we did good with what we had, and I really liked, I know I told you this in the meeting we had, the face-to-face thing, but I really liked how organized and structured this class is, how some things do on Wednesday and some things do on Sunday every week. I think that leaves no room for error when it comes to submitting assignments late and just forgetting assignments, because there was never a time where an assignment would just pop out of the blue and be due, and I would be stressed out because I knew going into every single week there would be assignments due on Wednesday and Sunday. But I really did like that about the class. But I think that is all the questions that I have. And sorry, my voice started to crack. But yeah, I really like this class as a whole, and I think that I really did learn a lot from it, and I'm excited to learn more in the future in my future Appalachian writing classes. And I think that's it. Thank you.